Thank you, Senator Durbin. I'd like to enter into the record 3 letters from Families Against Fentanyl, Parent Collective, and Lost Voices of Fentanyl. These nonprofits represent thousands of families deeply impacted by the drug crisis in our nation. These organizations strongly support Ms. Carter's nomination and believe that she is the, quote, hands-on, data-driven leader who will work to end the fentanyl poisoning crisis. Without objection, I'd like to have these entered into the record. Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have the following 2 initial questions of all nominees before any of the committees on which I sit to ascertain fitness to serve. So I'll ask the questions, and we'll start with Ms. Freeman and go right down the line. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature? Ms. Freeman, we'll go down the line.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
I have not, Senator.
I have not.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
Thank you. One of my concerns with many of President Trump's nominees is their lack of qualifications and relevant experience for the positions to which they have been nominated. And I want to note for the record that Ms. Carter Bailey, who has been nominated to be Director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, up until 3 months ago, had never worked in this environment or in this space. And so before 3 months ago, she had never even worked in government. She has no background in drug policy, no experience in public health. So I have concerns as to the lack of relevant qualifications experience of this nominee. I have a question for Mr. Orso. Mr. Orso, what does the Supreme Court's case Griswold v. Connecticut stand for?
Senator, the Supreme Court in Griswold held that there was a constitutional right to contraception, I believe.
So, Mr. Orso, as a district court judge, you will follow that precedent in the cases that relate to contraception, use of contraception?
Yes, Senator Hirono, I would follow all Supreme Court precedent if fortunate enough to be nominated or to be confirmed as a district court judge.
And basically, you would follow Supreme Court precedent in all cases.
Absolutely.
Until the Supreme Court decides otherwise, which, by the way, this Supreme Court, as you well know, has been overturning decades of precedent in many, many areas. And this is possibly one of them going forward. So I did want to also note, Judge Cartwright Rodriguez, that since becoming a magistrate judge, you've presided over at least 2 naturalization ceremonies. Can you share with the committee what those experiences meant to you?
Yes, those are very near and dear to my heart. You may have read my comments that I typically make at the naturalization ceremonies. I have my father-in-law and my mother-in-law who both emigrated from Cuba. Castro came to power and literally took everything from my mother-in-law's family, and she came here to the United States, and they're very grateful. So because they naturalized, I am lucky enough to be married to my husband here. So those are near and dear to my heart.
Thank you. And I want to note for the record that you commented that the United States has been referred to as the great melting pot where everyone brings their culture and history, and we are all the more enriched because of that. I completely agree with you as a naturalized citizen myself. And as we have a regime that is very much against diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is really reflective of the diversity of our country, I am very glad to know that you consider the naturalization ceremonies where we are welcoming people from all over the world to be part of our great basically the mix of culture and history in our country that enables our country to be strong and great. I commend you for that attitude because it is one that I share. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Hirono.